coffee.
I couldn't reach them and didn't feel like getting a stool. If you wanted to make me a coffee, Scott, I couldn't reach them. If you wanted to make me a coffee, Scott,
I didn't make it one for you because I was like, you never drink them anyways.
I drink half. I do like them.
You drink 4 ounces.
If you Farnham. You said what? The real 2 sweetener cream 8 ounces. Yeah. I didn't want him to have to make 2 trips. Are we starting?
We starting without a computer?
We can.
All right.
Right?
All right.
He'll just hook it up. Let's play wild.
Woo!
Hello. I was trying to save you another
Are the mics on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Hi. You gonna welcome us? Rude to our guests.
Welcome to Mom Talk. We're like going wild and funky and free. We started without the computer logged in.
It might take us a couple weeks to get used to this 8 o'clock.
Well, and today was just a wonky day.
You're gonna hear about it. You just wait and see.
Just wait.
You're gonna hear about it all.
But we made it. 3 minutes late, but we made it.
We're here.
It's a black screen.
Aha! It's not now.
Jennifer.
That's you.
I almost said my password out loud.
I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if you said it out loud? Because you have.
I almost always say it out loud.
Now I need to find this. And Jen was not a part of me creating.
Did I get it? There's a bug. How was your week out there in Facebook land / YouTube? Because we are now streaming at YouTube.
Yeah, because we've advertised it for a long time. And we did for 6 episodes.
Anyway,
now our producer has hooked us up.
To live stream on YouTube.
I
want to be like Harrison.
Scott said, "Are you going to hold the mic?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You're going to be really loud, though."
Oh, I won't speak very loudly until our producer comes back.
I would start talking with it. Mike's flying.
So I just put Jack to bed.
Yeah.
And
how'd that go?
I got in bed with him at 10 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can lay down for a little while, Jack. And he's like, I want you to stay. I'm like, well, I can stay for a minute. And wouldn't you know,
you fell asleep.
The tryptophan.
So I just put
between the tryptophan and the fact that it's late and the Lord is just good. He fell asleep so quickly.
Oh, that's good. I thought you fell asleep.
No.
Hi,
I could have though.
Hi, Anne. Thanks
Hello,
for joining us. We have one other person here, probably us or Scott.
I'm not watching. So there's 3 there. So,
but yeah, thanks for hanging out with us on a Sunday night. Is it still looking up?
I know these boys, they changed everything, eh? We were watching Scott's.
Hi, Mom.
Scott and Pastor Harry's podcast was on
last night,
the Bearded Believers. And I was watching that.
Jen said it's their favorite, not ours. She doesn't like ours.
Oh, my word. Tanya does not joke after too late. You just can't joke with her at all. Anyways, Pastor Harry sat back like this, and it was fun.
I don't pick up on cues over text very well at night. Yeah, he sat like that.
I was like,
hi, I'm at work, so volume is low.
Oh, shh for Carly. I was, I said, hey, it's my favorite podcast right after Rachel Cruz's.
Yeah.
And then you were like, what about ours? And I was like,
I was still joking there. I was still joking.
And then I was like, well, it's okay. And then she messages me and is like, did you want to quit mom talk?
That too. That happens as well.
And I was like, what? I didn't answer right away because I was like,
It's
where
just
is
because
this
I
coming
just-
from?
So no, what happens is you see a joke and it was funny and I joke back. And then my mind starts going, right? And then you're questioning. Because like a couple weeks ago, you're like, I'm just really tired. And so then I'm like, is this like...
But I'm like, this was after you were like, we should play this game on Mom Talk. And I was like, yes! And then you're like, should we quit Mom Talk? And I was like, no.
We can play the game. That is... My mind.
I love you
It's
so
a
much.
blessing and a curse.
So I just wrote back, I was joking. Joking.
And then now you're done. Time to talk to a hedgehog after this point of night. Yeah.
Yes, usually there's a cue. Something will happen between us in the text, and
then I'm like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm done. Gotta turn the...
Scott, message Tanya.
I
She
will.
needs to talk to a fellow hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hedgehog. My nephew was over today, and
We got hearts.
woo! Brian and I were chatting, and Brian and I are both rhinos. We're explosive. And so we were explaining.
Wait, Scott just delivers coffee. I asked him to, and he very, very kindly did, and it was amazing.
But he didn't do 4 ounces. He did more.
It's okay.
Anyways,
Thank you, Scott.
so Brian and I were explaining to my nephew what rhinos are, saying like,
What changed with this table that my bra gets caught on it now every time I move back?
Is it just today?
We didn't move the table.
No, last time too. I must be like leaning over more, and then it's like, what do you take in yours, Anne? Hi, Barb.
Anyways, for the third time, I'll just start my story.
I'm sorry, Renee.
I feel like Renee.
I know that. Yeah.
So we're explaining to Jordan about rhinos and how we're just like, ah! And then I was like, so then I said to him, and then there's people like your mom who are hedgehogs. And he goes, not lately. And I was like, listen, hedgehogs are not weak.
Yeah.
They are strong.
Yeah. And we've had to say that too, like, because it's not, we tend to go inwards.
Yep.
But we definitely have a backbone and can stand up, especially when it's other people, but also like, yeah, for sure. Caffeine in all forms. That is what Anne takes in
Interesting.
all
In
forms.
all forms. Have I already hit something on your list? Oh no, she's adding something to the list. Producer Scott, at some point we might want your mic to be on. Just preparing you, Producer Scott. Thank you. Okay.
So we had church today.
We sure did.
How was it?
Well, I didn't get to listen to this. The
You
lady,
were me. Jen was me today.
but I desperately want to watch church.
Yeah.
So the special speaker was talking about Israel and Jewish traditions and cultures and all of the like how it like applies to our lives today and things
Cool.
like that. And like Renee sat in service today, and I asked her like, how was church afterwards? She was like, it was so interesting.
That's really cool.
So I definitely want to listen to the speaker that we had.
A friend just messaged me and said, you talk about your bra with your mother watching? Oh, my mom has heard many things come out of my mouth. She knows me quite well. That's very minor.
I feel like, was that a female friend?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wouldn't have any problem talking about a bra with my mom.
I am so
Listening.
glad you are around for the ride, my friend. I'm excited that you're here. You just wait.
Oh, there's
Okay, so
filters gone.
Yeah, no filter. Especially it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Nighttime filters go, but it's okay because there's like between there, and I won't read any more of your messages. Sorry if that threw you off.
Your mom's like, oh yeah.
So yeah, hedgehogs have backbones.
They're There's so many more places to read comments now.
Yeah. Now you're gonna.
Oh,
really
is there
detect it.
more comments there?
No, like now you've got your.
Oh, there is one on YouTube, but okay, she's not. Okay, never mind. I'm confused.
On your phone.
Oh yes, my phone.
Watched it on YouTube, but there's none on YouTube yet. So.
Okay, feel free to comment on YouTube, as well. I'm sorry.
If you talk, you should have a mic. Just say it. Okay, but hi.
Eat a hair.
Yeah, you know.
So yeah, you or me, and yeah, so that would be very interesting to check out church.
Yes.
That's good. So I decided to Cadence had her ear infection.
Yep.
And then a burst eardrum. And but they're like probably the 3 or 4 days we've been seeing like this thing at her ear, which I'm pretty sure is her tube. And it had a lot of stuff on it before, but now it's more just white. But she still has a lot of discharge, and she doesn't like missing school. And I was like, this is the only day that we can do this.
Yep.
So we went up to the hospital. They gave her another prescription of the same antibiotics for her ear. He said that it's localized now, so it's like the oral's not going to do much. And then he was like, but that's in there too deep. I'm not touching it. So he referred us back to the ENT that we used to be at. But he said, if you have his number, try calling him, which Scott mentioned yesterday too, trying the specialist.
It's just so hard because we're defaulted to you can't see a specialist unless you've been referred.
Yeah.
And you have to wait the patient.
Well, he said see because possibly her file's still open.
Maybe.
Because it's been a year or more, I think, since we've gone. So I don't even know if I have his number. Hoping I do somewhere.
You could probably just call Hotel Do though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so it was a little bit like, ugh, because it bothers her. Like you think of feeling something in your ear and tonight.
I was just thinking of the conversation where Scott was like talking about the difference between hearing and listening.
Yeah.
And he's like, hearing is like what your body like naturally does to receive sound. And she's like, unless you're deaf.
But he said something like, yeah.
Like, I don't know if she heard though. Did she hear?
She didn't hear what he said. He's like, unless you're deaf. And she's like, unless you're deaf. And we're like, yeah, you did it, girl. You made that connection all on your own. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah.
Oh.
And so she starts hyper focusing sometimes on it, right? And she's like, I just want it out. Mm-hmm. But he said, like, because it's the adult tube, it also could be longer. So even though it's like right at her ear canal, there could be a part of it still in her eardrum. So then he's like, we don't want to pull it. It has to be for a specialist. So yeah. I was like, okay. So
too bad the last doctor couldn't have said that.
But it was like, okay. So
too bad the last doctor couldn't have said that.
But it wasn't there then.
Oh.
You couldn't see it. It's come out more like, yeah. It wasn't pushed that far.
When you left me in charge, they didn't have the groups all split up.
Mm.
And then it was like time to split them up. And I was like, we'll just make it up as we go along. And I totally let like all the kids started like
they always wrap arms around
groups of like 3 and 4, and I was like, whatever, I'll just keep them like that.
I don't care. Like it's also Sunday school too, right?
It's got to have an element of fun.
To me, I don't care if those cluster of people go together because that's the only time a lot like some kids are seeing each other
from different schools.
I'm fine with that if they can make good choices and if we can separate, make sure the groups are somewhat equal.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should mention that to people, but I hope that, yeah, because it's not.
Well, and I like each group had like a little posse, and I was like, you need to listen.
Yes,
you need to listen, or you're going to sit with me.
Yeah.
And then I told the hall monitor, I was like, can you please keep an ear out? And if any of the like teachers are like struggling, can you please let me know because those kids can sit with me. And there were no problems at all.
Yeah,
they were wonderful.
Anne said yes, 100, 400%. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, and today, like I stepped in with stuff that we aware, right? Like our group is getting bigger. Like there's a lot of kids. So what was okay at 20 kids of like maybe a couple are talking is not okay at 40 some kids.
Yeah.
So I stopped and was like, no, we got to listen, like, because it's a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if at some point we should brainstorm different ideas.
We
for
probably-
that group opening.
Yeah, I think so, because it's yeah, we'll have to do something. It's amazing
Yes.
and we're thankful,
But we have to adapt.
but we have to adapt, I think, because that's a tricky point now. And again, it worked when we first came back from COVID,
Yeah.
but now it's a tricky time, I think, at that start. It's huge now, which is a good problem to have. Yes, I agree. Yeah, so I don't know if, like, even if they go right away into groups and that leader at the start, like the first group is like 15 minutes instead of 10, and that leader everyone goes over that kind of intro-y thing or something, or I don't know, but we can brainstorm that, not on stream. But,
Yeah, you know.
so Cadence and I Friday night had a girls' night. We went to the Taylor Swift concert in theater, and I don't think I've told you much about it, have I? Not
like
really.
I don't remember whether it was you or Brian that said like they tried to really like make it feel like a concert.
Yeah. So, well, first we picked her up from school early and had some downtime. She was super excited. Our friend Amanda made her a shirt that Cadence, it was so funny. She designed it. So she had all I don't know which one. I think albums on the front and songs that she likes on the back. So the albums that she likes and the songs she likes. And then I encouraged her to do like something, because it was just like a bunch of words like Taylor Swift, like in calligraphy or whatever. And because pictures are harder to do. So she's making this up on Google Slides and I'm sending it to Amanda, and she puts like text box, if it's possible, could this go on the back? And then she's like, I know I'm asking a lot, but do you mind if like these go here on the front and the other ones go on the back? But if you can't, that's okay. I understand. Like, she was just so sweet about it. It was very, very cute. Tanya, I am so excited to hear. I was going to message you yesterday to see how it was, but figured you'd mention on here, and I am. Yeah, so she had that. Well, we decided to not do the t-shirt until after supper because, and it's a white t-shirt. So we went to Eastside Mario's. She gets a fancy drink because she wanted to go there because they had a fancy drink, and was able to drink this much out of it because it was so sugary.
Yeah.
But it's still the experience and stuff. And we had our food, but I realized when we were at the restaurant that it started at 7:30, not 7. I did know before that it was 7:30, but between 4:30 and 6, I forgot and thought it was at 7. So we're pretty early. So we ended up going to the dollar store and got some stuff, which actually ended up becoming helpful. So we got to the theater around 5 after 7. We head to the bathroom so she can change into her shirt. She had made up 16 bracelets for this. It's like they do the bracelet things of like her songs and stuff. I saw lots of girls who had bracelets, none who had 16. Like, she had 8 on each hand. She was just so sweet. And then like in front of the poster, she's standing in front of the poster, I take a picture and she's like, can't believe I'm here. And so she's taking forever in the bathroom, like putting on the things and getting them like just right. And I'm like, oh, we're not gonna get the popcorn. Because I'm like, that you want anyways. I'm blocked. Sorry, brain bubble. And then what am I saying?
You're telling me about the concert. She got dressed.
Okay. So I'm waiting, and then it's like 20 after 7. And then we get our snacks and stuff, and we go in. But the thing, it didn't start like the actual concert till like probably 7:45. Because they did the trailers and stuff, and it was a little crummy because they had the Hunger Game advertisement on before. So I got her to close her eyes and plug her ears because like she gets pretty scared of those kind of things. And it was really long too. It was like
a long trailer.
Anyway, so we got through that, and then they came out and said like, we're so excited that you're here for the Eras tour. and keep the stairways and aisles clear, like the staircases and like out towards the exits, staircase and exits. So like sometimes the girls would go down and like dance and sing right at the bottom. And so I went down a few times with Cadence. I did feel a little sad because she was like, Mommy, like, it's okay, but I wish I had a friend here, because there was a lot of like girlfriends like going down. So I felt like, yeah, I wish I had thought of that. But so then after that, she stayed up at our spot, but would still stand and sing and stuff. But she loved it. Like she was like smile, like the first like half, she was just smiling in her chair. And yeah, it was good. I mean, Taylor is incredibly talented and very like, it's an entertaining concert. Like it's the dancing, the everything is extremely impressive. Cadence knew a few more songs than I did. There was a lot of songs I didn't know, which is to be expected. She did like songs from every album, I believe. But it was nice. And it like Cadence is like, if we were there, we would never see her up this close. I'm
It's
like,
true.
yeah, like
It's true.
you see all the people around and they're looking at a screen watching her as well, right? Like
People pay a ton of money to go and
Yeah.
look at the Jumbotron.
Yes, but I get the experience or whatever. Anyways, but this was so much better for Cadence. This was just a way better fit. And like they were clapping and cheering in between songs. And like when they're like waving their hands, they were doing that in theater and singing out. So it wasn't just like going and sitting and watching a movie, which was nice. But yeah, it was really good. It was a good night. And we got home at 11 or 10 at 10 after or something like that. But I'm glad that we did. And she's like, that was awesome. That was a really good concert and stuff. So
I like that Brian said, okay, it's boys' night. We can do whatever you want, Micah. And he's like, can we order pizza into the house and just watch YouTube?
Yeah, that's what Micah wanted to do.
I
Brian's-
was like, really?
Yeah.
Could have
Brian's
done
like,
anything. He's like, do you want to go out to like a restaurant?
no, just
I
want to
wanna
order pizza.
into the house and watch
YouTube. Did you have an active crowd? It was like not like everyone, but yeah, there was definitely people involved and stuff like that. But there's something else I was going to say about it. But I don't really remember, so that's fine. But yeah, it was a good time. Oh, I know. I saw a meme just before we had gone to the concert, and it was Taylor Swift with a boy, and they're like, oh, there goes Taylor Swift showing off her next album. It was very funny because all like her songs are like love breakup, like all of that. Yeah, it was interesting. And I also found it interesting, was like, okay, keep this in your mind, because Cadence does like to listen to her, and like we try to talk through the song meanings and stuff. The last song is saying like, karma is my boyfriend, karma is my god, karma is whatever, like basically like all of these bad things happen to me, but like karma comes around to you and stuff. So I thought that was interesting to keep in mind, right? Like where that kind of thought could head, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was very good. And you've been working on budgeting. How's that going?
Okay, I think I was saying it's so the baby steps program says the very first step is to save $1,000. Now we've been working on that for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I've had $100 or $1,000 set aside, and in the last couple of weeks we've had to dip in and use that $1,000, which means you have to stop everything and go back to baby step one, which like they say it happens, right? Like that's what it's there for. And like, it's better to take the $1,000 and stop everything and start again than it is to go into debt.
Yeah.
But I was like, I hate having to use the $1,000 cushion that we have. But I paid it back in 2 pay periods.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, like it took us forever to save it the first time. And this time I was like, okay, we're back to baby step 2 again.
That's awesome. And what's baby step 2?
Baby step 2 is getting debt free.
Okay.
So it's using the snowball method where you just take your smallest debt, pay it off,
Right.
and then that money goes into your next smallest
Right.
debt, regardless of
Yeah.
interest rate. So we're back into that again. And I was saying to Brian, like, it's just kind of like crazy because I want to get to my next pay period. Like we just got one and I'm like, I just want to get to the next pay period so that I can like see the progress because
Right.
every week I love like watching those numbers drop down lower. And yes,
That's
it's
really
very
cool.
exciting. And like trying to figure out. So I've been like, I have a copy of Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover.
Yep.
And on the back, they've got like
The budget
forms and stuff. So I've been typing it into sheets and kind of following what he said. And he's got like suggested percentages of how much like you spend 10% on, personal or whatever. They have all the different categories and his suggestions. So I worked out all the percentages and clearly it doesn't equal 100%. Because the like percentages of all of the amounts was like way more than we make. Right. And so then I went through each section and I was like, okay, so this is what he says, spend within this range, but like, am I even anywhere near that?
Right.
And so I was actually able to pull that back
Nice.
a lot. And we set a goal for ourselves a couple weeks ago that because I've said on here like we were up to like $300 a week on groceries, and that it's just obscene. Like I get that we have a big family, but that's
right.
It's just way too much. So I was like, okay, I think we should try and pull it back to around $200. And it means that like I have to be a little bit more strategic about like I used to buy meat every week, and now I'm like, no, I have meat in my freezer, so like I'm not going to buy it every week. And so I was very proud. I was saying I went grocery shopping today, and so first of all, I had a Walmart order ready to go. I went to the float to get my Walmart gift cards, and there was not enough in the float for me to get my Walmart gift cards. So I was like, okay, well, No Frills has a better kickback anyway, so I'll get the No Frills gift cards. So I wrote down everything that was on my grocery order onto the paper, and there were 3 things that I can't buy at No Frills. I can only buy at Walmart. Yep. So I went to Walmart and bought those 3 things plus some tights for Eliza because she needs some. But I was like, that's okay. That's okay. Yep. And then I went to No Frills, and for the first time ever in my life, I bought everything on the list and nothing more. And it came in under $200.
That's awesome.
I had $5 left, which I handed to my sister and was like, here you go.
Nice.
Take the $5. Because I was like, I'm not carrying a gift card with $5, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the lady joked with my sister. She's like, this isn't even going to cover your milk. I was like, well, every little bit helps, right? Yeah. So, but I was very cool. Very proud of myself. And so I'm hoping that I can keep going.
Like, Anne's very proud of you too.
Thank you. I'm really hoping to keep on with this budgeting. Cool. And I said to Scott, like, I very much feel hopeful that we will be debt free very shortly, and then we can start looking at setting more money aside towards. Technically, it should be baby step 3, but I have a feeling that as we save for baby step 3, it'll end up becoming a down payment for a house because I really want to buy a house.
Right.
So, but
what's baby step 3?
It's extending so the $1,000 is supposed to be called your emergency fund.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be extending your emergency fund to like 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. But like listening,
a lot.
It is a lot. Rachel Cruz on her podcast says 3 months. She said really in realistic terms, 3 months would be for something like a single or a couple with no kids. 6 months would be for a small family. But she's like, if you've got like 4 kids or more, you're probably going to want to save for 9 months. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a down payment for a house.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. See what happens.
Where's
the house down payment step?
They assume you've already bought a house.
Right. Because you're so good with your money that you're able to get a house.
It's the only acceptable form of debt.
Yeah.
Well, and the technically the total money makeover was written in the 90s, so
Yeah,
a lot has changed since then. But
for sure.
Rachel's latest podcast was comparing money trends from the 90s
Okay.
to now.
Interesting.
And there have been a number of things that have changed, but the total money makeover has made very few changes.
There you go. So on here, I think I talked about getting the bathroom caddy that I was really excited about. Baby step 3B is saving for the down payment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, about the bathroom caddy, remember? Has
with the hair dryer.
Yeah,
and
Brian's like, that's not even gonna last a day. Like he was whatever. I'm using it. It's metal. Yeah.
Why would it only last a day?
I would not use it. He did not believe I'd be consistent, and I would still leave everything on the counter.
I love mine.
I love it. I like because there's a place for my hair dryer, and I put it lower so that it's like really hands.
Yeah, because you don't have babies.
I don't, and yeah, and also
I don't
when
love
it was
where
up,
ours is, but
it was also up high, and I thought I was gonna poke my eye out because it was like here.
Mine or yours?
Mine.
Oh, you moved it?
It was like an eye. It was gonna poke my eye.
Goodness
It's scared.
Gracious, you're weird.
So I am. So I put it like here, like right under the night plugins and light switch, and I use it all the time.
I feel like it should be low. Like
and
it should
yeah,
it makes.
So we have toothbrushes, hairbrush, and then there's a little spot like this, and I have my elastic container and stuff on that. So
nice.
Really like it. And then I have my makeup brushes and my makeup underneath, But Brian was like very impressed that I'm still using it, and I was like, "Yeah,
no, the hair dryer holder thing is like the best."
Oh, it's so thing. And because the cord, yeah, I would always leave it plugged in. And anyways, so James had a birthday yesterday.
Yes,
it was a great birthday party.
Thank you.
It was really good.
The juice was really good.
Oh, you're welcome.
It wasn't the juice I bought.
Nope, don't know where that is,
but.
It was good.
It was good. I bought 4 cans of juice and I handed it to my daughter and said, "Here, go put this in the freezer and make sure you shut the door all the way." And then I sent Tanya to make the juice and she came back. She's like, "That was a really interesting combination that you picked." And I was like,
fruit punch and lemonade.
What? She's like, "Yeah, fruit punch and lemonade." I was like, I bought neither of those things.
I don't know whose juice I use. I don't know where
I bought berry punch.
I'll have to look if they're in the fridge or where they are.
I know.
Because Brian just saw it, because they weren't even in the door. They were like on the rack. So he just picked it up, and
berry punch is what I bought.
But it tasted good.
Yeah, the kids didn't mind it at all.
It was nice with the lemonade.
They kept going back. Yeah, I gave it like a little bit of a kick.
It did.
And James likes citrus, so it's perfect. Cool.
Yeah, so he had like a gamers party, video games, and had 3 monitors set up for gaming, and then VR in the sanctuary, and then fidgety stuff on the table, and chess and checkers. I really enjoyed playing checkers. Like I felt really bad because I really whipped Cadence, but I had a lot of fun.
It was like definitely. I saw a couple of girls come in and just stand there, and I instantly was like, we need more than just these video games.
Right.
And so, yeah, we pulled that together from your office real quick. You were chatting away, so I didn't ask. I just took.
All good.
And I'm really glad that we did, because it was nice to have, if you were waiting for your turn or whatever, something to do. So
yeah. It was good. I got to play bowling twice, and I always say, even with real bowling or anything like that, I start out good and then I go down.
That's funny.
And that's what happened.
That's what's funny. I was laughing because you guys were all fiddling with that stupid thing, and I was like, I got no patience for that whatsoever. If I had been there saying yeah, I'll play with you, I would have been out. Long.
I really wanted to play.
I don't care if I would have had to say, I can't stand here and watch this.
Let me know when
it's ready.
And then I got to try VR, which was really cool. So I was in it. So I picked a car one. But so I get motion sickness. So earlier in the day, Scott messaged the group and was like, do you think that we should get parents to sign like a paper or something, or
Like a
waiver to let them, like, that we're doing VR and like the kid could get sick or motion sick or pass out, because catastrophic thinking goes all that places too, and it is warning against it,
Yeah.
because that happens. And I was like, I don't think it's necessary. Like, all of the, like, if we mention it, fine, but they do know it's video games, and the kids are at the age, if they don't want to do it or they're familiar with it, then they're not going to. So I do it, and the first like car crash, I'm like like that, and I thought I was gonna fall over, and I was like, I should have signed the paper, because I definitely felt nauseous.
That's funny.
But it passed quickly, and then once I like got used to it, it was a lot of fun. When I took it off, I had to like lean over the stage for a few minutes because it was like, whoo, okay. But yeah, because it felt like everything jiggled, right? So you're like, wow. But it was good.
Cool.
Then we took our time-ish cleaning up
and still haven't brought the cake home. Like I said to James, remind me before we come home to take the cake home. No, still
Cadence's cake was in the freezer of the church for like a month.
We always eat Cadence's cake. Is it Micah's? Is it Micah's cake that we always eat?
I don't know.
There's always some, like the past 2 years, you guys have had an ice cream cake and it gets left in the freezer, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna serve this to my class now.
Perfect. You should have done it with Cadence's.
I've done
Micah's is at the end of the year, so maybe that's why. 'Cause it's June.
Yes,
So it makes more sense of like,
and Cadence's
end of September.
But maybe it was Cadence's that I did too, at like near the beginning, and I was like, here, let me just give you all a piece of cake. I don't remember.
You are welcome to it, because we don't have it. I think there's ice cream cake in our freezer that needs to go in the garbage from, I don't know.
Cadence's birthday is still recent if it's Cadence's.
But if Cadence's was at the church, it's
we
in
didn't.
our freezer.
We didn't eat Cadence's this year. But there's been a couple times anyways.
That's perfect. And so you were going to tell me about a birthday sign.
So Brian came over to help
decorate.
It was supposed to be to help Renee and I decorate, and she ditched us, which is fine because she was driving me bonkers. She wanted to help, but she was not asking before she helped, and I was getting something and I came back in the room and she was washing the blackboard off, and I was like, what are you doing?
What was on there?
I don't know, but I was like, what are you doing? Like, did you have permission to wash the board off? She's like, it's fine, it gets washed off all the time. I'm like,
it got washed off once, and I was like, make sure you ask Harrison, because they put stuff on there.
Yes, I was like, the last time it got washed, like there was permission that was
granted.
gotten, and I was like, just so you know, I'm having nothing to do with this. Like, if Harrison's mad, it's your fault.
Yeah,
you wash the board off because I did not tell you to do this.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was just a lot like that of things of her really wanting to help, but just overstepping.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we hang up this sign that's on the wall that for happy birthday or whatever. And Brian's staring at it like so confused. And he steps back away from the wall and he's like, what does that say? And I'm like, it says happy birthday. And he's standing there and he's like, does it? And I look at it and I was like, I have no idea what it says. They had put the letters on in the reverse order. So it was not a dual sign. Like, it wasn't like the same thing on both sides. So instead of HAPPY, it was like YAD, all the way backwards.
Why?
And it was a strange font. And so it was just like impossible to read. Like, it was just like, he's just standing there. Does it?
I know I have a reading disability, but this is not working out.
That's exactly what I said.
He's like questioning. Hi, Holly. Questioning, but then at the same,
So then we had to take it off and then all the things off and rearrange it. But it was just like the funniest thing to me because he's just like standing back there just
what
so
does it
confused.
say?
And I'm like, happy birthday? Like, are you an idiot? Like, it's a happy birthday sign. What do you think it says? No, it did not say happy birthday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Does it?
Does it? That's very, very funny.
Aw.
So I got permission to tell the story that I think is hilarious, and I told you guys before the thing, and I meant to save it. So for readiness, the kids have change of clothes, and there was this one pair of underwear that came from somebody's bin. It's not labeled, not sure whose it is. And one of my students had an accident, and so I let him use them, and he got home. I think I had written, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But his mom's like, "Oh, whose underwear are these?" And he excitedly said, "They're Mrs. Hendricks' underwear." He is very excited that he got to wear Mrs. Hendricks' underwear. I also loved when she washed them and brought them back. She's like, "Here's the traveling underpants." Tales of the traveling underpants. Yeah. And clearly it would have to be like a miracle if it would like fit me and then him. Like, yeah, I laughed very hard, and that boy is very funny. He comes up with some pretty cool stuff. So Brian and I were grocery shopping this past week, just like fluke going in, and it was a normal shopping experience for me, but like it's always weird to me when I'm with other people and then I realize how weird I am. Why did you laugh?
Because I sat back.
Oh, and it was just another one of those things, like me being overly animated and making noises and stuff, and then like leaving the cart somewhere and like wandering back like half an aisle and then
I
like
do that all the time.
going back and forth and like all this stuff. And he's like, and they say I have ADHD, and I'm like, this is just my brain. Like, I don't know, whatever.
Thanks for liking the stream, Molly.
Thanks. And then I don't know what happened yesterday. So Scott, Cadence, and I went to get stuff for turkey dinner, and he wanted hot dogs last night. And we're driving.
And he only bought the wieners. I was so very proud of him.
I helped with that.
Did he want to get other stuff? Did he?
No, he was good. It was fine. And he did very well. But we were talking, and like we're in the vehicle, and I'm talking about something just like what happens here. And it's so frustrating to me. Like I get annoyed with myself, but I'm also like trying not whatever. But I'm like all over the place. And then Cadence is like, "Mom, do you have ADHD?"
I've been saying for
I
a
know
while.
you have.
You're like, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, and I like
Yeah.
adult onset. Yeah, no, I definitely do think I have the tendencies and stuff.
And the thing is that I really believe it's a spectrum.
It is a spectrum. Absolutely. And maybe at some point it'll have to be something that's considered like if it's really bothersome or whatever. The other thing that happened, there's 11 people here. Great.
Hey. Oh,
my YouTube friend, hold on. This is the weirdest thing. I'm like, do I have like dementia or something? It's embarrassing.
approaching 40.
We got to the concert. I have my sweater on and all my stuff in my hand. We go up to the theater, like the seats, and I put the stuff down. I wanted to take off my sweater because I was hot. Do you know what I didn't do? I started to lift my shirt as if I was going to undo my jeans. Like, could you imagine?
At the concert.
At the concert. And I said to Brian,
All these kids.
I was like, I think I have dementia or something. Like, that's bad. He's like, no, it's because you always take your pants off at 7:30 at night because you're just relaxing around the house. Yeah, I thought that was funny. That made me laugh and not so. But I was like, does this happen to people? I don't think so. I've never heard somebody. And the only thing it could make me think of is there was a movie of a lady with early onset dementia, and like she couldn't remember where the bathroom was and peed her pants.
Yeah, but
I know.
You knew where you were.
I didn't know where it was.
You just had a moment.
Oh,
You're getting old.
I had to for the first time. Did I tell you this? There was a
Oh,
nail
yes.
polish bottle this week, and for the first time, I had to go like this. And
What?
then
The
and then
light's
I
really
said,
dim.
"Oh, the lights are bad in here." And I was like, "Oh no,
Oh no.
oh no." Yeah. So that was interesting.
Getting old. Approaching 40.
That was so weird. It was the weirdest feeling. And then the like I didn't do anything, but that was what my
I was wearing a shirt that I have worn many times before.
Yeah.
And I took Eliza into the nursery and like was trying to help her get to sleep.
Yep.
And then I looked down and like my shirt was like pulled down and like
Yep.
and I was like, I didn't even know my shirt could do that. Like,
Interesting.
because I'm like, I'm large and like my clothes fit me, but not in that moment. So I
not in that moment.
not in that moment. So I had to readjust.
Definitely have been there. Called busy. Thanks, Mom.
She is busy. We're all busy, and we're about to enter the super psycho busy
Yeah.
season.
With practice and everything.
It's a lot of fun.
Mom, when's
it's
your
busy.
arm getting looked at to see if you can drive again?
Yeah. And I need a
Oh,
babysitter.
yeah.
Anyways, what's next on the list?
That's it.
The game.
What the game? We're gonna play a game.
Scott, could you please explain the rules of this game?
With a microphone.
Pastor Harrison and Scott played this game.
And we're gonna
on
try it.
their podcast, and we want to give it a try. But I want to make sure I understand the rules completely.
Yeah. So you both
Yes,
will
I miss you, Mom.
count down or count up. Marina's also over on YouTube. She's watching.
Hey, Marina!
Go ahead.
So you will count 1, 2, 3. And then after 3, you both say a word that you have in your head. You don't tell each other what you're going to say beforehand. You just say it.
You just say
And
it.
then you also don't tell each other what you're going to say next, but you try to think up something in common and try to say the same word. You try to guess what each other's thinking.
Okay, so between my word and your word, what would something be that they could match up?
Yeah.
Or like
And then you just
some
keep
way
doing it until you get
until
it.
you get it. Okay. I'm excited.
I need a word. I'm going to overthink everything.
Oh yeah, don't. A word.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Pants.
Bubbles. So now I have to come up with something. What in the world is going to connect those two things? Yeah.
You could just say something else that only relates to one of them and then try another round.
I guess. Okay.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Tie-dye.
Ooh, that was really close. But where do you go from there?
That's the point. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Ink.
Crafts.
Oh. Okay. We're working on it. 3.
No.
No.
3, 2, 1. Die.
Elastics.
You say glow sticks?
Elastics. I was still on the tie dye.
So was I. Die.
Yeah. I should have said die.
Oh. Okay. You're gonna be mad. 3, 2, 1.
I got nothing.
Oh!
No, don't say anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna be mad. Just a second.
What does that mean?
Ready.
Oh.
What does
I
that
thought
mean?
he meant before we said the like 3, 2, 1 ready. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Stupid.
Okay, are you ready?
No.
I didn't say ready last.
What
I
did
said
you
say
say?
ready first.
What,
The
did you-
before, what did I say?
Die?
Ink? I said die and you said elastics.
Okay.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
Teenager.
Hair?
I knew you said, but I was like teenager, tie dye,
I said hair.
hair,
Because you said dye, and I was like, oh, hair.
hair dye. Okay, okay. 3, 2, 1,
cut.
salon.
We're
We're doing this.
We're so close.
Okay.
3,
2, 1, style.
hairdresser. Oh!
Okay.
I don't have anything. You said style. I said hairdresser.
You ready?
I don't know.
3, 2, 1, scissors.
Haircut. Oh. Haircut, scissors. I got a word.
You do?
I have a word.
I don't. This is the first time I don't.
I have something that goes between haircut and scissors.
3,
my
2, 1, hair.
Oh.
What?
We already said hair. You can't say hair again.
No. What? It goes between scissors.
And it's scissors, haircut, short.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay, you said hair. I said short.
3, 2, 1, long.
Yes!
We did
That
it.
took us way too long.
Way too long as lifetime friends.
I know. We should have been more
Oh.
on the ball. It's
That was very. Would you like to play it again sometime though?
100%.
Yeah.
Not at the end.
Yeah, it makes sense. Good point.
When my brain.
We
is
should do
on.
that at the start.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
start it off with a
Game.
game because that was a lot of fun. I want to do that.
It
again.
was. Yeah, it was very funny. Holly babysits.
Yes, but Holly's in Deseronto, and I have
4 kids.
an army of children. An army, and tonight they were just like.
There was some roughness there.
So Jack has taken to growling like an animal when he's angry, and
Throwing,
biting, not people yet, but like stuff. Like he puts stuff in his mouth and bites, and like ripping and tearing and stomping and kicking and swinging his arms and everything. And it's it's very overwhelming for me. Like I have no idea what to do in those moments at all. And because what I instinctively want to do, I know is not right. I just want to pick him up and haul him right into his room. And anyways,
might be what has to happen, but hopefully there's lots of conversations before, or something. Or
and that's the thing. Like when he's calm and good, I don't ever think to have conversations with him. It's only when he's screaming that I'm like, you can't act like this, but that's not the time to meet that.
Did anyone watch the videos yet?
Oh, I need to so bad. Okay. Anyways, when I was putting him to bed tonight, he was calm for a moment, and I was like, "Hey, buddy," I said, "You've taken to growling and hitting and wrecking stuff a lot lately." He's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You know, you can't do that, right?" He was like, "Yeah, but I'm just really angry," and I was like, "But." Like, that's not okay. I'm like, we need to find a different way.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I need to tell everybody that I'm angry. And I was like, but there's other ways. I'm like, what if we think of a different way of letting people know that we're angry? He was like, well, what am I going to do? And I was like, what if you count? So he's like really calm, right? But like, he's like, 1, 2. And he's like breathing and counting, but like making his voice sound like he's angry.
Funny.
Like walking through the emotions. And then he was like, now what? And I was like, well, that's like gonna be our secret code. And he was like, for what? And I was like, well, when you count, I'll know that like you're really angry and you really need some support. And like I'll come.
Because that's what my immediate thought is. He doesn't feel like he's being heard, that he's angry. So in that moment, if you're just addressing, you just threw that, you hit whatever, like all those things, he's not feeling seen or heard.
Yeah.
That I see you are angry. Oh my goodness, that must feel so big. Like those kind of things, right? So Charlotte still sings
Daniel Tiger's song.
Angry.
when
Oh,
she's
that's cool.
mad,
I'm sorry, I'm done. Yeah, so because that was even tonight, I was like, he's like making bigger behaviors so he can be seen. And if he's not feeling, yeah,
When you feel so mad, you want to roar. Take a deep breath
and
and
count
count
to
to
4.
four.
Oh, he probably would like that. Jack would
Yeah.
probably like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do recommend the videos. It's not a quick fix. It's not an answer, but it's just like perspective and like, okay,
And
yeah,
understanding.
I get like,
because a lot of times it's about me and how I approach things too, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. It's not
Because
really.
we're, yeah, like,
Well, I'm the only person I can control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's how we respond to the behaviors in the situations.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I want to try and remember tomorrow to like, and maybe in the morning, like when because he's usually like, oh my goodness, so wonderful in the mornings
Yeah.
lately. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, like we can practice again, counting and breathing and see if that will help. And
then just really take the time to, because he does respond well. If like I've seen you guys do, like if you like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And then once he's in a calmer state, address the behaviors and those kind of things seems to be successful. But it's really hard when you're tired and your friend, I didn't even tell about the turkey. Yesterday I decided to make a turkey dinner for our families. And because I have like multiple turkeys in the freezer, and so I take it out like Friday, gonna make it up, great. And then I go and take my daughter to the hospital and leave the rest of them to make turkey dinner. Yeah, I did prepare the turkey and got it all ready.
I got to turn the switch, and I made Brian peel potatoes. And Scott mashed the potatoes and
did the dressing
and the corn.
And then I did the gravy.
And you did the gravy. See, it was just a team effort.
It was a good meal. But yeah,
the meal was not stressful. Our children were.
I felt really bad though.
The meal was not stressful.
But anyways,
it was very delicious.
It was yummy. It's yummy.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys. It feels like 10 o'clock because it kind of is. And
that's true.
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's see. Like us. I should have done this a while ago.
It's fine. YouTube, we're on YouTube.
Woo!
Subscribe. Ring the bell.
And bye.